I didn't start this because of some trend. I started this because I have mental blocks and hurdles stopping me from reaching my true potential, unlocking master prestige, stopping me from taking risks or being out of my comfort zone. I wanted to remove these blocks so I could reach my next boss fight in the game I call life. This is what us men need to become a man. If we do not take on uncomfortable situations, we do not become the man we are supposed to be, and we do not experience an abundance of emotions and experiences we might have never felt before. We get stuck in our comfort zone, stuck at a younger age mentally. When I talk about success, I'm not talking about the success of my YouTube channel, because if I was, I'd be speaking out of my ass. However, I am talking about success in other areas that I am familiar with, like talking to girls, strangers, interviews, and even these videos. These are just a couple of things I have used this technique with. But as I talk more about what I have discovered, you can take it into almost any activity and see results instantly. I got this concept from Maxwell Maltz in the book Psycho-Cybernetics, and I will link a book summary in the description for anyone that's interested. He talks about mental picturing yourself in different situations where you're practicing for an interview, speaking to a girl, just going into a new social situation, picturing the different scenarios, picturing yourself winning in them situations, having better self-beliefs and becoming more confident. The act of manifestation is visualizing or mental picturing, and is just as powerful and important as doing said activity. You can use this to your advantage to create memories, and I'll get into this later on, for when real life experiences actually happen. The more visualizations you create, the more experience essentially you will have, making you have more confidence. Just like meditation, you want to be sitting down or a lying down position with no distractions, relax your breathing, start visualizing yourself for 10 to 30 minutes, talking to that girl you want to talk to, how you can start the conversation, what jokes you're going to say, what responses you're going to come up with, what your body language will be, how you're going to ask her out on a date. This is called the skull practice. The more visual you can make it, the more success that this practice will have. Firstly, let's talk about how this works so well. Our brains are a goal-seeking machine that steers to the target or a goal used by feedback and stored information up here. The creative success mechanism. But it must have a target to shoot at. This is why games are so addictive to us males. This is why games are so addictive to us males. They feed off our success mechanism, sucking the life out of us to improve ourselves. We'd rather level up in a game than real life. We could be leveling up our skills on how to have a powerful voice, but instead we choose to have better aim in CSGO. We could be leveling up our business, but we choose that we want to rank up to Diamond in League of Legends. Treat life as a game. If you see yourself in Diamond by the end of the season, you can see yourself as a successful businessman. You must be able to see something in your mind clearly before you can go and do it. Then the creative mechanism within you will take over and do the job much more efficiently than you could ever consciously do it. So what I'm trying to say is, picture your end goal, your target, let the creative success mechanism do the rest. This results in positive outlook or thinking. What we imagine, our bodies start to think that is real. If you wake up and you think you're going to have a bad day, you will no doubt have a bad day. If you think you're going to stutter when you talk to a girl, you will no doubt stutter. Visualize yourself on the person that you want to be, how you will act in different environments. Manifest your best self and become it. You are not a machine, but discoveries in science point out that your brain and nervous system make up a servo mechanism. It operates just like a computer and a mechanical goal-seeking device that operates automatically to achieve a certain goal. Just like a heat-seeking missile, you correct yourself along the way and make micro adjustments to eventually get to that goal. Your brain does not know the difference between a memory and a scenario that you have visualized. You're essentially training your brain, creating memories, practicing so you can be more confident. Just like you practice your aim before you go into a competitive match in Valorant, it gives you more confidence. This is the same but for real life. Before going into an interview, before talking to the girl that you want to talk to, before having a difficult conversation with a family member, use this to have more confidence. Confidence is knowing the outcome. If you know the outcome of being able to make a sale, it's because you're a good salesperson. You're going to have confidence in that area because you have memories of past experiences and past sales of things that have worked for you. But you might be anxious at shooting your shot in a basketball game because you've never played before. You will not have any memories or practice. This technique gives you that practice. If you don't believe me, try it out for a week. Do it every day and then go and make that scenario you visualized become a reality, and watch how much more successful you will be in that scenario. Before I use this technique, especially with girls, I couldn't go up to a girl in person because I was too afraid of I would freeze up or I would have nothing to say. Once I took this technique and applied it, visualized every single outcome I could think of, then I went up to the first girl I'd ever gone up to in person and I asked for her number. I started off by calling her beautiful, we were having a laugh, the conversation flowed more than I expected, and it resulted me in getting a number. Now, you won't always be this successful. The next one I went up to, I wasn't successful. That was just, that we just didn't click as well, and it was okay, but if I never sat down and took the time to do this practice, I don't think I would have made or had... I don't think I would have had the confidence to take that leap when I did. You think about that. I use this technique to practice talking to someone. Like, out of all the things a person could say, it's quite hard to actually think about what they're going to say. But what this technique does, visualizing, sitting down and visualizing, it puts you in a positive state of mind. You think of the outcome and you think, oh my god, I know what I'm going to say. So you've got like this dead good feeling about you. You've got this confidence inside you. Like, literally, it feels like you've just been practicing half an hour before you go in up to them. And that's the beauty of it. It's like it gives you that positive outlook on every scenario you go into. This is just as strong as actually doing said activity. People have done science experiments where they've took two groups of basketball players. One actually went out and practiced, one just visualized, and they had the exact same results when going into the actual thing. They scored just as many points. Think about how powerful that actually is. You don't have to actually go and do something to practice it. You can literally mentally picture it in your head to get practicing, to become that person you want to be, to become more confident. Think about how powerful that is. You need to use this and apply it into your life. Like, this has made such a difference on who I am, how I speak in these videos, how I speak to real life people. Honestly, it's like one of the biggest game changers you can do to apply it into your life. It's exciting talking about it because I know the results I've got and I know how confident and positive it makes you feel. In them scenarios where you worry, you won't have that worry. The amount of anxiety that is reduced by doing this practice is like an unreal amount, and you will understand if you take this and apply it into your life. Trust me when I say it, this is practicing before you actually go into the situation. Practicing your aim before you go into that competitive match. Say your competitive match is talking to that well-fit girl you see in the gym. This is the game, that fucking lobby where you're on your own practicing, in that shooting range, practicing, trying to flick. This is that situation. Visualizing is that situation. And that girl's the competitive match. Now you've practiced, you can go up to that girl. Do I think this works and is worth your time? The answer to them is yes. This has not only prepared me for situations I was already familiar with, making me better in them, elevating me in them situations, but it also prepared me for situations I hadn't been in before. Overall, making me more confident, less anxious, more positive. Stick to this for a week, a month, maybe for the rest of your life, and let me know how you use mental picturing to benefit you. If you like this content from an atypical YouTuber, please hit the like button, subscribe. It helps with the algorithm. Do what needs to be done, not what you feel like doing.